No. Anyway, let's get to some fence riders here. Enough about that for now. Fence riders, Mikey McNuggets. What's going on today? No Anthony today. We got Earl.
No Anthony. We got Earl in the booth. We got Director Steve. We're going to do a little fence rider questions. And the Browns are off this week. So we decided this was the perfect time to do a little, overall NFL preview. Turn our fence riders game into some around the NFL stuff. And before we start, I want to say, when I sent these questions to Polk, he always answers. Yeah. I got the answers and good questions from Polk. So I was
they were good questions.
Proud of ourselves.
I thought these were good questions this time.
Mikey, I agree. I thought they were good questions.
Man. Mikey, let me remind me when DeQuell comes on. I have a special question for DeQuell.
Special question for DeQuell.
We're covering the NFL here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got a question for Sloppy Joe if he's listening too. I just want to know what he's up to.
All right, we'll go from Sloppy Joe to Sloppy Offense. The first question here on our Fence Riders game is, will Justin Fields have more rushing yards than any Dolphins running back this week? Pretty split decisions here.
Okay.
Let's see the answers. Brad, the only one on the panel that says yes. Steve, it's coming.
It is. It's there.
There we go. Jason also says yes. The rest of you three, plus Tyvis, say no, a Dolphins running back will outrush Justin Fields.
Let me tell you why.
I'm listening.
Have you been watching?
I have.
He's been on a tear.
I know.
He's on a tear. Justin Fields is on a tear. And I haven't seen Michael Parsons couldn't track him down.
Yeah.
So what are the Dolphins going to do?
He didn't need to track him down. They were up by 30 points.
Right. Only for a minute. That was at the end. They were coming.
That is justifiable.
Hold on.
It's a justifiable choice. It was, but I mean, there are a couple of games where he ran for like over 80 or something like that. And Miami has no decent running backs. I get it, but I just think it's unlikely. Just look, I'm taking the odds on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
a running back usually.
Fields is a running quarterback, but I think the Dolphins are going to have a big lead. And he's going to have to try to throw the ball. They just acquired Chase Claypool to try to be able to throw the ball a little more. I think it was a bad trade by them, but whatever.
You just don't think they're ready for him?
I just don't think you give up a second-round pick for a middle, just an average wide receiver. But anyway, he's better than what they had.
Yeah.
So, all right, fine. But so Raheem Mostert of the Dolphins is a decent back. He didn't have a good game last week.
He's not bad.
Right, but exactly. And I think what's going to happen is I think the Dolphins are going to get up big, and they're going to run a lot in the second half.
At some point, I always look at the Dolphins, look for the Dolphins to turn back into the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is 1972.
Well, maybe.
Paper Tiger.
This is not 1972.
I agree with you, but I think that happens against a better team than the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Dolphins. They got two receivers.
Yeah, they do.
They have not been. They have not lost to Tua. Has been under center
When he's played the whole game.
the whole game.
Yeah.
They got Raheem Mostert. He's doing his thing. I think, and then they got some people at the trade deadline. They got a defensive end. Sorry,
Bradley Chubb.
Right, they got Chubb. Mm-hmm. I like the kid from Miami, number 15. He's a decent defensive end. He had 10 sacks last year.
Jalen Phillips.
He had 10 sacks. I like him.
I did hate seeing them pick up Chubb before we play them. I wish they would have. I wish that was not the case.
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, Mikey.
Still living on
Before we do that, just so you guys know, Justin Fields averages 53.4 rushing yards per game.
Mostert.
Raheem Mostert, 54.6. So within a yard. So it wouldn't be.
But I don't think Mostert, like the first couple of weeks, had that many yards, right? Or did he?
I'm not sure. Mostert has 452 on the season. Fields has 429. So within 20 yards. All right.
So
question number 2. Will Joe Burrow have twice as many passing attempts as P.J. Walker in the Bengals-Panthers game? Only one of you guys said yes, and that person is Brad.
Yes.
Brad.
I didn't say yes. You sure about that?
You said no.
Well, listen.
I must have made a mistake.
Burrow going to crank that thing up.
Yeah, Brad's the only one that's right here.
They're going to crank that thing up.
What you mean?
Brad's. I screwed up. I should have.
I'm going back to double check, Bull. Hold on one second.
No, I think I screwed that one up.
He's going to throw twice as many. You're pretty certain of that.
Yeah. Well, here's what I think. Like, obviously, Burrow and the Bengals were hideous against the Browns.
Yes.
There's no denying that, no defending that.
Right.
But they had played, and I know they didn't have Chase, which is different. But they had played great before that.
Right.
The Panthers are much worse than the Browns, even though the Browns weren't playing.
Yes.
And so I expect Burrow's been getting killed this week. Mm-hmm. So I expect him to come out and kick ass this week.
Right.
And I think the Panthers are a P.J. Walker, who I've been making fun of Baker.
Yeah.
P.J. Walker's played well, but he's an undrafted guy for a reason, generally. Guys that are undrafted at quarterback are generally undrafted for a reason.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. People in Cincinnati, they turned the heat up on Burrow.
On Burrow is stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
Wasn't you just in the Super Bowl?
Right.
I know, it's
Aren't
ridiculous.
you the Bengals?
I know, it is
Right.
amazing.
That's ridiculous. He had a bad game. There's good quarterbacks have bad games
Now,
sometimes.
does it say he's going to throw for twice as many yards?
Or
just
more attempts.
So if Burrow throws the ball 42 times, that means Walker has to throw 21.
Oh, it was just attempts.
Yeah,
Attempts.
Okay.
that's
Attempts.
not.
That's
that
why I
happened.
did say no.
And I
My
did
bad.
look, and you said
Yeah,
no. I
because
did
they're
double
going to
Yes.
go up big in the first
Yeah,
half,
like
and then they're just going to keep handing the ball off in the second half to
They don't
run down the clock,
They don't
right?
love running the ball because they haven't run it well. But
I
we'll
mean,
see.
40 is a lot of throws.
is.
Yeah. And he's going to be playing from behind, too.
Yeah.
So I would assume that he would. I mean, that'd be pretty crazy.
Maybe 34, 35.
Yeah.
So for the record, Walker, just so you guys know, did throw the ball a ton last week, but it did go to overtime.
Yeah.
He only threw the ball 17 times and 11 times in his first 2 starts.
right.
So
Forgive me for not knowing this.
Because they're going to control the tempo here, right? They're not going to
Yeah.
be stupid here out there in the
So they started with quarterbacks this year. It was Sam Baker, Sam Darnold, and Matt Corral. Didn't they have him?
Yes.
Yes.
And then Matt Corral, is he already out? Did he play? And
No,
he's
he got
No,
hurt.
he's a
He got
rookie
hurt.
who got hurt.
He got hurt. So then they had to
Darnold's
bring
hurt.
this dude off. Like,
Well,
just
he had been there before.
He was like a practice squad kind
Yeah,
of guy.
he played for them a little last
Wow, what a carnival of sadness that.
Yeah.
the
Did you
greatest quarterback in XFL history, too.
Really?
There you go.
He led the Houston, whatever they were, to like a 7-0 record before it got shut down by COVID.
I wonder here, and I don't wish bad on anybody, right? I wanted to work out for everybody.
Preface.
Agree to disagree.
I wonder if Baker regrets the position he took here, right? Because he could have sat in the second chair here,
Yeah.
parlayed that, right?
Yep.
He ain't parlaying nothing now. He done.
Yeah, well.
I mean, you talk about a serious pay cut at the end of the year if you want to hang around this league. A serious pay cut.
Honestly,
pay cut.
Jacoby Brissett's played a lot better than Baker has.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm glad he behaved that way. I'm glad he's gone.
Now,
Right.
I mean, at this point, some people is who they are, right? You know, some people would rather see the world burn. Not saying that he's one of those guys, but some people stand on the principles they believe in. Like they just not gonna bend and break. That's just who he is. So he gonna leave it all out like he do it, like how he gets down.
Let me tell you something. The real world pay less than the pro world. I'm gonna tell you that now.
And here's
You're
the
like,
reason.
you
Did
get
you hear
this
the Rock?
check.
Did you hear the Rock say? Supposedly, I don't know if this is actually true. Somebody tweeted this to me. It could be made up, but it's not that big a deal if it is. But it's funny either way. So somebody said that the Rock said he'd be a perfect fit for the whatever is the XFL.
XFL.
The Rock?
XFL.
XFL.
Yeah, that Baker be the
Baker
perfect
would?
number one pick in the XFL.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is.
Oh, dude, Look, somebody said it. He is a more functional Manziel. And when
Yeah.
I heard that, everybody was like, "That's disrespectful."
He's Manziel without the drinking
I
problem.
mean, he's a better player than
Yeah, of course
Manziel,
he is.
but
100%. But
no, he's better.
he is.
I mean, hey, Manziel has some
Even I'm not going that far.
Manziel had a couple games,
Let me
bro.
tell you. He could have parlayed that to before they wouldn't even got to the mix. If he had just told the line
Yeah.
and just said all the company things that need to be said here,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have got Watson. They wouldn't have got Watson. They would have stayed with him one more year and played it out. They would at least
Well, glad that didn't happen.
All he did was open the door for the nonsense.
Yeah.
Now he's sitting in Carolina. He got to be sitting at home.
Now he's a backup.
Him and his wife got to be sitting at home like,
boy.
what happened? It's like me when I got off the plane in Seattle.
Yeah.
What just happened?
What did I do?
Ain't nobody come visit.
It rains here all the time.
Somebody gonna pick me up at the airport? No, dog.
Baker's still got his commercials, but that's about to run out because nobody's paying him to do
I
commercials
know.
anymore.
You know, the Baker thing is true. He probably would have a better contract last year if he just didn't play this year, right? Like he would have a.
Oh, yeah.
Because we'd still be living in the memory of 2020.
Right.
Yes.
He had the injured 2021 year. He'd have a billion Baker bros.
Yeah.
You know, we'd still have our buddy Jason over here still saying,
that's-
if he could just get his chance,
the deal.
man.
I think even Jay's done.
That's the
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
had not seen him. If he
No.
had not seen him, there it is. If we had not seen it's the real, like the actual real Baker that that a lot of people assumed was there, we'd still have the idea of what he might be, and he could get a contract off the idea of what he might be rather than what we saw he was.
Last comment, almost the most damning thing about Baker is that, as I said, an undrafted P.J. Walker with no talent around him because their best player, DJ Moore's a really good player.
yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Their best player, Christian McCaffrey, got traded.
Right.
At least Baker had McCaffrey. And P.J. Walker's played decent football. these last 3 weeks.
I'm going to find out the name of the. I'm looking it up. The name of the XFL team that PJ Walker came from and took Baker's job.
It's Houston something.
Oh my God, he knew it.
All right, question number 3.
Question 3, Mike.
Will either team in the Patriots-Colts game score at least 24 points? Very split answers here. And for the first time, G and Polk are on the yes side.
Yeah.
Paul and Brad, you guys say no.
We're together here.
I mean, the Patriots put 40 on the Browns, like
that
20,
man.
2 years in a row, bro. Like they gonna score some points.
You can't count that.
Stevenson is a nice back.
He's playing really well.
He playing well. They got a couple receivers.
Did you see the Patriots?
Hey, the Patriots don't play bad twice in a row, 3 times in a row.
Man, who said that?
Hey,
The Patriots offense outside of the – it's funny. We've talked about the last 2 years. The Bengals
living
have
in
just
the
been
past,
destroyed
bro.
by the Browns.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Patriots and the Browns, except the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like, even though the Browns weren't as good last year as the Bengals were, obviously, but the Browns played their worst game against the Patriots.
Exactly.
And so far this year, their worst game against the Patriots. I don't trust either of these teams.
All good things come to an end. The Indians had a number of sellouts here at Jacobs Field. That came to an end. The Bulls had a number of sellouts in Chicago, so it comes to an end.
Yeah.
Right? Stop living it back there with Brady, right? Did you see the Patriots the last time? It looked like hot garbage.
Yeah.
Hot garbage.
But their defense doesn't look great either, so somebody might just accidentally. Look, both of their scores, they're both dancing around 24.
Again,
throughout
hot
the whole
garbage.
year. So just takes one of them.
So the line is 24, right? So the Patriots scored 21, 20, 6, 7, 17, 30, 26, 24, 29, 38, 14, 22.
So only 3 times, I think, over
But you got
26.
2 teams,
but they
and
got-
only one of them has to.
Yeah, only
But
one of them.
I think both teams are decent defensively. Decent, not great.
Yeah.
And I
Both
think,
teams are decent defensively and not great offensively.
Yeah.
So.
Neither team's got a quarterback, in my opinion.
I'm just going statistically.
Damn,
If one of them, I
they
think.
just dogged Matt Ryan, didn't they?
Yeah,
He's
they're
gone. And the guy who filled in for him sucked.
I like
It's the Houston Roughnecks.
Roughnecks. The
The-
Roughnecks.
Yeah, that's who took Baker's
They turned
job.
on Matt Ryan like 5-6 games to the season.
See, this,
I like it ridiculous.
this is why all these people was running around here. Good luck with that. All these cats was telling you, Deshaun Watson, there's no way you could get him. Listen, there's no way you take it, bro. Look who's playing. All the dudes that could have been guys that we would have took, Matt Ryan, sit on down.
Sucks.
We just talked about Baker, chill on out.
Russell's been awful.
Russell has been horrible. All the quarterbacks in St. or the New Orleans ain't no good.
No.
All of them.
Your boy in Green Bay ain't looking swell
Rodgers
either.
ain't looking. Brady
Oh, we're
done got-
talking about him. He's been awful.
Brady-
He's
Brady's
throwing it like
looking
me,
shook.
though,
Yeah.
for the most part.
I think is he trying to get? Is Aaron Rodgers trying to get traded?
By the way, am I crazy, or is Andy Dalton actually playing better? Not that he's any good, but is he actually playing better than all of the guys we just mentioned?
Probably
Well,
so.
he did throw 2 pick 6 in a row against.
Yeah.
He
Well,
did,
that was
but
a-
he's won
that was
some
a couple
games
weeks
with them.
ago.
They destroyed somebody last week.
They beat Las Vegas last week bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They played
right.
well, but
All
before
right.
that they lost to the Cardinals. I don't know
right.
if he's playing
Does
better.
that hurt your heart to see your old boy?
No, I
out there
think
with
Hey, your
the
boy,
side rocket?
you
I
missed your
think
boy
so.
down in Arizona. He's sucking too today.
Kyler Murray,
Oh
he's
my
not-
God! I like. What's wrong
All right,
with you?
question number 4.
The
people that got
We're
the
going
money, they
from
look
2
bad.
teams that struggled to score to 2 teams with winning records. One doesn't. Will the Bills cover a 14-point spread?
Oh, it's not 14.
Yes, it is.
I look at it today. I think it's like 11.5, 12.
Well, we sent the questions out. It was 14.
By the way, are the Jets the biggest road home dog
underdog for a
that's
plus 500
team that's 5-3 or better ever? I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's
If
gotta be
5-3,
close.
they're at home. They're a 2-touchdown
That is
underdog.
crazy.
That's gonna
Yeah.
get killed.
When we
That's-
sent the question, it was 14. I'll check what it is now.
I think
but
it's like 12, but
let's see the answers. G and Polk said no. Brad says they're going to get smoked.
Smoke.
yeah, I agree. You guys don't think the Bills will cover, huh?
Like in the cigar.
By the way, the
cigar
Eagles
shop.
didn't cover last night
It's gonna be
against the
smoky in
Texans.
here.
14 points is a lot of points.
That's a lot.
St. College.
Man,
That, I mean, that
Let me
ain't,
tell you
bro.
something.
That's crazy.
14 points, G. Who under center?
Yeah.
Who's under center for the Texans? They covered against the Eagles.
Well,
It's
listen.
12.5 right now, according
Well,
to
them
ESPN.
the Eagles.
Yeah, games tend to even when
Have
even
you ever- have
even
you
in
ever-
lopsided games like
Have you ever
this.
noticed that Philly in every sport underachieves? The Phillies were rolling. Everybody's like, Philly's gonna roll this thing on there. Philly's about to get rolled.
The Phillies were a huge upset to even be in the World
Yeah,
Series.
I-
They didn't underachieve.
No. If you listen to the people in Philadelphia,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
well, they crazy.
they're biased just
They
like our
crazy.
fans are
Well,
biased.
why would they think they're going to smoke the Astros? The Astros
Yeah.
the best team in
And the
baseball.
series is not over. I
No.
picked the Phillies in 7. I don't think it's over. But But the Phillies have overachieved this year, and so have the Eagles.
No. Here. The
Yeah.
Phillies have overachieved.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the brass tacks, you're getting smoked out of here. Gone.
I mean, it's 3-2. It ain't over yet.
And I'll just go back to the history of Philly.
But they just won those Super Bowls.
They won the Super Bowl.
Stop playing with
The
me.
Phillies have won the World Series this century.
Listen, I can't talk about nobody. I ain't sniffed. I ain't even seen the AFC Championship game.
If I had payrolls like they had in all their sports,
Yeah.
right,
Well, but football
I
and
guess-
basketball, it's an even playing
I
field.
guess I'd be like, I'd be expecting a little bit more.
Baseball a little different.
Yeah,
Like,
baseball's
football,
different.
Man, I was playing when they tried to run Dr. J out of Philadelphia. They tried to run him out of there. I never saw it before.
That's Philly. They kind of crazy.
They really are.
Now, by the way, the Bills have not smoked very many teams. I mean, they beat people by 14.
They crushed the Steelers.
They crushed the Titans 41-7.
And the Steelers.
They beat the Rams 31-10. Actually, they is killing people.
Yeah. What was the Steelers score?
Steelers scores 38-3.
I like what you watch.
But
The Jets lost their best player. Their running back.
But they
Two
only
best players, arguably.
they are home. They only lost to the
Come on, man.
to the Packers 27-17, 24-20 to the Chiefs, close game.
Yeah, but the Chiefs are good,
23-20
though.
Ravens, close game. They lost to the Dolphins 21-19. So they got some.
So what did Denny,
Yeah, but those are all good teams.
What did Denny Green say that day, G? They are who we thought they were. Right?
Yeah, the Bills is a good squad.
Yeah.
You need
But
to
the
watch.
Jets have been playing well though.
You guys all need to watch sometime. Speaking of Philly fans,
Yeah.
you know Bill Burr, the comedian?
Yeah.
There's a famous clip of him at a live show, like it's for an Opie and Anthony terrible outdoor show, outdoor comedy, always a huge mistake. It doesn't work out.
Right.
But and the crowd is just, they were ruthless. They're hammered.
Right,
it's
right.
late in the night.
Yeah.
And he just owns them for like 15 minutes and just tears up Philly, tears up
Yeah.
Philly fans, makes fun of them for their biggest accomplishment being Rocky, a fictitious character. That's
By the
their
way,
biggest
it
sports
is
accomplishment.
funny at the Phillies game, like when there's a big moment with two strikes, they always
play
play
the music.
Rocky music.
Yeah.
All right, Mikey,
worth
number
watching.
5.
Worth watching that clip. Bill Burr, Philly.
I need to get that.
Number 5. We got 2 more. We'll bring the
Then we
Quell
got
on.
the
He's
Quell in
ready,
the
so we're going
mix.
to run through these pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will Cooper Kupp have more targets than the rest of the Rams receivers combined against Tampa Bay?
No, I think
Split
I
answer
said
here.
no.
Bull, you're the only one on the panel that said yes, so you go first.
Dude, the rest of the receivers are trash.
Sure.
Cooper Kupp.
More targets than everybody combined. That means running backs, tight ends,
No.
and receivers.
That's not
happening.
No, just the receivers. It was him versus the rest of the receivers.
Just receivers.
Yep. I still think that.
Well,
that seems
I bet
unlikely.
he's averaged more than the rest of the receivers combined, hasn't he?
If he has 10 targets,
Right.
that's astronomical. And they got like 4 other receivers. If they just get 3
Yeah, but-
targets apiece,
Yeah, but they're not. He don't throw to those other guys. He throws to Allen Robinson a little, and the rest of their receivers are up.
Yeah, but they're all picking up 3, 4. They're all going to get
They're
those.
not.
All right.
I will say, and
He
Cooper
has
Kupp,
28 more targets
just
than anyone else on
talking
the
about
team.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp's going to get more than 10 targets, most likely.
Yeah.
He
maybe.
might get 15.
by the way, he is coming off an ankle injury too.
That's true. I'll give you that. All right, last one.
All right,
Mike.
last one. We'll bring the Quell on. Will Derrick Henry rush for half as many yards as Patrick Mahomes throws for on Sunday Night Football?
Absolutely not.
One person said yes. That person's not here right now. It's Tyvis. So let's just tell Tyvis why he's wrong.
Because they need to be doing this math questions. Half is a lot. Half is 50% more. Like, no, you're not going to get that off.
Well, how many yards do you think Mahomes is going to throw for?
Let's say
against Tennessee?
300. That means
let's say
That means
Henry,
Henry
has
would
to
have
rush
to have
for
150. I mean, that's reasonable.
He ran for over 200 last week.
Yeah, but
it's rare.
They're more likely to be behind in this game. They're a big underdog.
Yeah.
And but the Titans are the one team. Even the Browns don't do it, and we complain about
And
it.
we'd be pissed off that they don't. Go
Titans
ahead
are
and say
the
it.
one team
Say
that
it.
even when they're down, they keep running the ball.
And guess what? What's their record?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good record.
It's a good
right?
record.
Now they don't win in the playoffs.
No.
But they have a good record.
They get to go
But
there.
they get to go. They don't sit at home.
I actually think Tyvis could turn out to be right, but I actually think Mahomes is going to throw for more than 300 yards in this game.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked either way.
So-
I mean, that was one of those. That's why these are good questions.
Yeah, they're
Mikey.
good. Good
questions.
questions,
The last time these two teams played, by the way, Tennessee smoked Kansas City, if you remember. It was
That's right.
27-3. Mahomes threw for 206 yards. Do you think Henry had half as much as that?
He did not.
He had 86.
206. You still got to get 103.
He ran the ball 29 times for 86 yards that game.
Bad day.
Before we get to
And they still won by
before we get to
25
the Quell,
points.
shout out to Amazon. The 4K picture is just outstanding.
It is.
It's outstanding.
Well, that's not an app. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, it looks
It is.
great.
What a
That's
difference. You had that game and the World Series both in 4K last night.
Yep.
Well, at least on DirecTV, the World Series was on 4K.
They've been robbing y'all for years. They've been giving us 4K TVs, but they don't do nothing.
There's not a lot of programming.
But they don't broadcast it. They've
Well,
been
unless you have
stripping you down.
DirecTV has a few things. Netflix and Amazon have stuff in 4K. That's
Well,
about it.
I'm gonna tell you this. So
And Disney has 4K
Amazon has
stuff.
just put the pressure on CBS,
Yeah.
ABC,
Yep.
NBC. I mean ESPN, because now I'm seeing the game in 4K.
Right.
I don't want to see the game the other way.
No, it's a huge difference for people that don't have it.
Amazon is buying which one of them teams?
And they're getting crappy games, too.
Shaq said he didn't want to compete against
And
Amazon.
Bezos might be buying Washington.
Look,
Yeah.
And shout out to Amazon for having Megan Thee Stallion on last night. Too. Yeah,
There you go.
Amazon still sucks and they're evil,
yeah.
but there you go. But I love the 4K.
Megan Thee Stallion last night.
You can't.
All right, Mike,
You get the
what do you got?
game, you get Megan.
Yeah, we got one.